you are the parents of Ethan Crumbley, is that correct?
Yes, correct.
That is correct.
Thank you. If you could just state your full names, that would be great.
I'm Jennifer Crumbley.
James Crumbley.
Thank you very much.
Those are the parents of the accused Michigan school shooter appearing via Zoom at his arraignment. And, you know, in a lot of these cases, when you've got someone who's accused of doing something horrific or convicted of doing something horrific, and they're a young person and the family comes in, and sometimes you feel bad for the parents. You're like, oh my goodness, it's not their fault. Whatever happened with this kid happened with this kid. But in this case, things are a little different. Some people are pointing the finger specifically at the father in this case. And it's all because of the gun that was used at the school that day. Peter Maxwell from our great affiliate WXYZ has more on the story tonight.
Detectives and prosecutors say they have a mountain of digital evidence, including 2 chilling cell phone videos and a journal. Silent and wearing a suicide smock, 15-year-old Ethan Crumbley accused of shooting and killing 4 classmates and injuring 7 others at Oxford High School on Tuesday. He's facing 24 charges, including 4 for first-degree murder and 1 terrorism charge. During his virtual arraignment, Crumbley appeared on video along with his parents. The county sheriff says right now neither are cooperating with investigators.
Regardless of what the parents or the individual suspect does, our investigators are well on the path to create a very, very good case to hand the baton to the prosecutor.
Our cameras were rolling during a search of the suspect's home on Tuesday night as federal agents and local police removed evidence. Authorities removing a number of items, including 2 chilling videos from his cell phone, where Crumbley talked about shooting and killing his classmates the next day at Oxford High School.
Further, a journal was recovered from Ethan's backpack, also detailing his desire to shoot up the school to include murdering students.
Oakland County Prosecutor Karen McDonald watched the security video from inside the school the day of the shooting. Crumbley armed with a handgun and armed with intent.
I am absolutely sure, after reviewing the evidence, that it isn't even a close call. It was absolutely premeditated.
Sheriff Bouchard revealing Crumbley had no criminal or disciplinary record and was not on their radar. But teachers at the high school became worried about his behavior the day before and the day of the shooting. School administrators even calling his parents to the school hours before the shooting.
They brought him down to the office and in conjunction with school personnel called his parents to the school and talked about that behavior. But after that, the child was dismissed back into the school and the parents left the building.
The sheriff's office and the school district not commenting on what was said during that school meeting and the behavior that led up to that school meeting where the parents were called in hours before the shooting. And the prosecutor's office still not ruling out charges against the parents. Reporting in Oxford Township, I'm Peter Maxwell.
All right, again, our thanks to WXYZ in Detroit. Let's bring back in our think tank. Still with us tonight, criminal defense attorney Renee Hill, family law attorney Jennifer Brandt, and criminal defense attorney Emory Law professor Molly Palmer. Jennifer, let me ask you, let's talk about this father. What would it take, from your perspective, to have charges brought against him? Would it have to be directly connected to that gun and access to the gun? And what would he have to do to be criminally implicated here?
Well, I think it's not about what he would have to do. I think it's about what he didn't do. I mean, if he allowed this child to have the gun, he just purchased the gun and didn't secure the gun, didn't, keep the ammunition separately, gave it to this child, this boy, this person who was obviously troubled. I can't see how charges wouldn't be brought against him. I mean, he knew or should have known that his son was having some serious problem. If they are finding the kind of digital evidence that the police have said that they are finding, and the parents were called into the school even the day before and understood there were some serious concerns, I mean, wouldn't you think that he would take that gun away, take that out of the house, put it somewhere where this boy couldn't get it? So I just don't see how you could not press charges against him, given all these facts that we're learning.
Molly?
Okay, so here's my thoughts.
Michigan is interesting because it doesn't have child access protection, CAP laws, like a lot of states do. Here in Georgia, we love our guns. We still have those laws. But here's what I think the prosecutor may do. What about aiding and abetting? Okay, so under Michigan law, aiding and abetting, so basically the offense was committed and it's terrorism resulting in death, murder. To aid and abet that offense, you would be punished just as the principal actor was, the defendant. But you would have to have done something that facilitates, assists, furthers this crime. Is providing the gun enough? I think so.
Let's define providing the gun here. What
right.
Is it? Is
right.
it just leaving it in a place where he would have access to it? Would it be physically handing it to him? How does that work? Because that's kind of the I think that's what it's all about here, right?
I think that's part of it.
So you just jump in too, because I think it's having access to the gun. I mean, knowing that your child has these problems and leaving the gun unattended or giving the child the gun is a problem. The way I
giving, you're actually okay. I understand that we're actually giving it to him, but what if the kid takes it from the father wherever the father keeps it?
Right, and they don't have those access
but if we don't think it was locked up or put away in a place that, I mean, shouldn't the father make sure that it was in a place that the child couldn't get it or take it out of the house or take it away? I mean,
that becomes a
facilitation. That's where facilitation comes in. The father has a responsibility, or should have a responsibility, to ensure that that weapon was secured in a location where a child could not get to it, where his son could not get to it. And then it looks like they've taken a boatload of evidence out of the house. They were carrying a lot of containers. So it seems to be that there's a lot coming out of the house that would give rise to making us believe that the parents were aware of a lot of things that were going on with that child.
Well, they were at the school that day. I mean, they were at the school that day. They were called down there. So what I'm hearing from you is that is it two prongs that there has to be an acknowledgement that there's something terribly wrong with my child and potentially dangerous with my child, or is it just leaving a gun unlocked in your home and then taken by someone in your home, regardless of what mental state you may or may not be aware of here? Do you have to do both?
No, you have to. So with aiding and abetting, there's a third element where you have to either intend to commit the crime. So the dad would have to have the intent to murder, or you have to know that the son had that intent, or that crime was the natural and probable consequence of your action.
Okay, I can't imagine.
That's the part.
I can't imagine that the father wanted those children murdered.
No,
I can't imagine the father had any idea that those children would be murdered. So where does that leave us?
That leaves us with under an aiding and abetting theory in Michigan, that the prosecutor would have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this school shooting was a natural and probable consequence of, in whatever way he got the gun, and then using the gun. That the father knew that this would be a natural and probable consequence by virtue of having the gun in the house unlocked, something like that.
And that's where maybe this digital evidence comes in. Maybe there's messages back and forth, to whether it's the psychiatrist or a note or whatever. Okay, all right. Let's see what develops.
The information that they derived from that conference that was held at the school with the parents. Yeah. What was that about? Mm-hmm. That they were so concerned about to bring the parents in.
But there, I can't imagine. I can't imagine any school administrator, if there's even a hint that something violent could happen, would send the child back into the school.
I know.
I can't imagine any administrator doing that. To me, that would blow my mind. But we'll see. The investigation continues. They're staying with us, folks, the whole hour. They're not going away. They're not leaving. When we come back, we've got a lot to get to still ahead.